Welcome back to another round of Daniel's Rambles. On tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about our senses, and we're going to try and do it with a little bit of brevity. So, one of my favorite quotes. Sorry, I'm already getting off track. Yeah, I know. I'm terrible. One of my favorite quotes is by Neil deGrasse Tyson, and it essentially says that it is our epistemic responsibility to do everything in our power to avoid believing that something is true when it isn't, and to avoid believing that something isn't true when it is. And the thing about what we believe to be true or not is that it's processed through our senses, which essentially are adding neurological stimulants to our brain. So we have touch, taste, hearing, smelling, eyes for seeing. And, you know, they talk about intuition as the sixth sense. If we have time, we'll get into that. But right now we're talking about the other things. So, our senses. The funny thing about them is that, according to science, scientific observation, our senses are some of the most unreliable tools for interpreting reality. Even our memories, the second that we have them, are subject to our bias, because our cultural upbringing creates these connotations about the world, about what we believe is right and wrong, true and false, morally correct, and then it allows us to create this very specific narrative of the world. And then we use our senses to try and find information. Well, a lot of us. I know I do. But to find information that confirms our biases. It creates a myriad of self-delusions about what is true and false. So, when you try to think about the world, about your perception of the world, via these senses, you know, we are sensory beings, just question, how do you know that your depiction of all this, that your senses got it right? And what would it mean if you got it wrong? Because if it is indeed our responsibility to distinguish the difference between what's real and what's fake, true and false, then we'll have to implement certain pillars to guide us and sift through information. If you do not vet the information you choose to believe, then you could believe just about anything. So, I'd recommend the 4 agreements. You know, be impeccable with your speech, don't make assumptions, don't take anything personally, and always do your best. Because those feel like strong pillars to lean on. The number 1 rule that you must abide by is that you will suspend your established interpretation of reality just a little itty bit of time. Okay? Because, you know, I think we owe it to our fellow humans, fellow space travelers, humanity. I think we owe it to humanity. We don't want to move left. We don't want to move right. We want to move forward. Something like that. Right? Grace, love, forgiveness. Peace among worlds. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. You can do it! It can be Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider is cool. Who else is cool? I'm cool. Heart and Brain is cool. I'm a lovely bunch of coconuts, and that's just what I do. I just like eating my coconuts, 'cause that's just what I do.